Oh, yes. Crispy, dead foliage. That's what I need. Oh, hello. Welcome back to the garden, everyone. In case you're new here, my name is Brandon, and I grow things in Zone 9B, southeast of Houston, Texas. And, oh, everybody is on a path in life, and I've really enjoyed watching my path in the third person as well as experiencing it. And in the past, I would have been quite sad seeing all of this, what do you call it, death, destruction, chaos in the garden, especially when you look at what the garden looked like just, I don't know, maybe a month ago. Here's some video of that. And I just don't feel that so much anymore. This year has been a very transformative year, and I know we're only a few weeks in, just over a month in. Actually, we're only 1 month in today. But I've really changed my perspective on things a lot this month, and seeing the garden in this state is just it's just another step, on the path. And so I wasn't quite sure what to do a video on today. I just needed to do one. I needed to get on and say hi and make sure I show my face. And what I've decided I'm going to show is a situation over here. Why don't you come down this way and join me? It's a situation that I showed in one of my little update videos here. It's just something that I can't quite explain, and I'm going to just try to kind of investigate it with you today and talk about what I'm seeing and then what might be able to become of it. So let's have a look at what I'm looking at down here in this little space. Very recently, this spot was full of the tropical ageratum, the Houstonianum, the Ageratum Houstonianum, as well as some lantanas and other things. I've since cut them back. I have that process recorded, but the video is it's quite personal, and I'm in the process of editing it, and I may only release it to my longtime Instagram followers. So if you want to see that, you may want to go get on my Instagram, because when I'm ready to post that video, it'll be a link that only my Instagram followers will be able to see. It'll be posted in the stories section, because I'm kind of, I don't want to say private like that, but it's exclusive, legitimately. It's for the people who have been following me for years, but if you feel like you vibe with me, I'd like for you to see it too. So anyways, right here in front of me, I've got this beautiful little Ageratum Houstonianum, and after the freezes, because we've had at least 2 nights of fairly hard freezes, this little piece here, for some reason that I can't fully explain, survived out of everything else here. And I have a feeling that it's its own individual plant, and that for whatever reason, genetic diversity or however, it survived these 2 hard freezes. And I want to propagate this one and see if, first of all, if I like it, but also in future years, see if this one also survives the freezes, because that's how you get, that's natural selection at play, really. This is a tropical plant that shouldn't survive a hard freeze, especially up here, but it did. So this could be a new cultivar that actually has some properties that allow it to be more cold tolerant in a hard freeze. And so I don't even know if I'm going to like this one, but I'm going to look at it with you, and I'm going to probably propagate it. I may actually leave it in place for now, but I'm going to dissect everything else away, and I'm going to follow this plant and see what I think about it, see if I like it or not. So let's do a little bit of that. All right, so I think today I'm not going to do anything super invasive here. What I'm just going to do is cut away everything that is not a part of this interesting little plant. And then I might kind of pin it down and try to get it to root where it is and just grow it in place. Just cut everything away that isn't a part of it. And then I'm going to follow it throughout the year. I don't know, like I said, I have a feeling that this is going to be a plant that doesn't have characteristics that I really like, but I'm going to give it a chance and just see what it does, what it looks like. I'm very picky with my Ageratum, And I definitely get a little bit of a weird vibe from this one. My biggest thing I'm curious about, which I'm going to find out here, but I've already looked a little bit, is to see if this one plant is at all attached to the other plants here. And if it is, that makes this even more of a mystery, because why did just one stem of this survive when everything else around it died? And this is something that I'm not telling you guys that I can explain it. I'm just telling you that it happened and that I'm going to be watching this and observing what happens with it in the future. But I have a very strong feeling that this is its own plant. As I was looking down here at what is growing in the area, and a lot of the Ageratum, they're not truly perennial, but they can survive down here near the roots, the rhizomes. Sorry, it's not really, I don't think it's a rhizome. Apologies, I am not classically studied in horticulture or botany. I'm going to be making an effort to learn more and be a little bit more studied so that I can speak on these things. But I believe that these are not rhizomatous plants. I think there's a difference between what these are and other truly rhizomatous plants. But the stems that crawl across the ground here, if they survive, they can root, and then you can have new plants grow in the following year. See, I've got some green here, but there's also some truly dead stuff. And if these spots that are still alive are close enough to the ground, then you can end up with plants that survive. So I don't know how much I can really tell. And see, I'm really tempted to just pull everything but this one out of here so that I can isolate it and really know what it is. But I think I'm going to try not to do that, because I do have some in this area that I really liked this year. Unfortunately, I can't really say that I kept very good track of them. So the pieces that are really well rooted in the ground, I'm just going to kind of leave them and cut away the stuff at the top. Now, this isn't really so much a cleaning video, because garden cleanup is, I think it's very regional. You know, if you're more up north, you really probably don't want to be doing a whole lot of cleanup like this. But down here in the south, you've got to kind of feel things out. And in my area particularly, I'm a lot more comfortable with coming in and doing cleanup, because, I mean, this could be our last freeze of the season in my area. And then if I'm cleaning up now, I'm kind of getting everything ready for the growing season. But there is always a possibility that we have a frost or freeze, you know, all the way up into March, especially with climate change and all. You never quite know what's going to happen. We're getting our frosts and freezes later and later, but I am to the extreme south of the Houston area, and so it's really, I have a little bit more protection than others. So I'm getting down to where I've kind of got this isolated, and without digging everything up, I can't fully answer the question of, is this a part of other plants or not? Because its roots are quite entangled with things down here. But I feel pretty confident that it is its own plant. It is its own seedling. And let me show you why I think that. So when you look down here, you see this here is the plant in question. And then I've got a number of ones around it. But this one appears to be coming out of the ground in its own little root system, and it doesn't have much growing with it. So again, this may have the quality of being cold hardy while also not really being a plant that I really want to grow, just for the simple fact that it may not grow the way I want it to, it may not flower the way I want it to, it may not spread across the ground in the way that I want it to. And so I really couldn't say for sure if I'm going to like this one, but the fact that it survived such a hard freeze this high off the ground, just really exposed, has me very curious about this plant. So I'm going to be following this, and I will update you guys on this plant. But for now, I suppose that is going to be the end of this particular update. So thank you for joining me here. I'm going to try to post a lot more often. I'm feeling it. I'm actually feeling that. But these videos may be a little focused and yet a little rambly, as always. That's just me. So thank you for joining me today. I believe it's January the 30th, if I'm not mistaken. I don't follow the human calendar very well. And I will see you guys soon in the next one.